Hi, this is Chris again. We are going to start a small project. We're going to make kind of a fantastic name tag, I guess, as I was thinking. And we're going to laser cut it, and we're going to learn about something called paths, which are really, really, really critical to Illustrator. Okay, everything in Illustrator kind of runs on these things called paths, and we're going to learn about them. Okay, so what I need you to do right now is go to Illustrator wherever you find it. Okay, I got a copy on my computer and I'm going to use it here just so I know that you guys can see what I'm seeing. But you could also run it through the virtual environment, which you'd find down here, like in your applications. You'd have VMware, client here, like this thing, and you could use that as well. Okay, but I'm going to use Illustrator, so I'm kind of waiting for it to fire up. And it will pop up in a second. So here it comes. Illustrator is a really big program, so sometimes it takes a long time to kind of be here. And basically, what happens is when it opens up, it doesn't look like anything. You just get kind of like the menu bars or the ribbons, and that's what we're kind of working with right now. So basically, this is like the basic tool set. There's windows up here, or options or tabs up here. So when you want to make something, you can start from here. There are also more kind of detail windows that will show up over here that we can use. When we use certain tools, like certain things show up and things like that. So what we want to do is we want to make a new file. So I'm going to go File, New. And let's call this, name tag. We'll call it Nametag-1 or something like that. And what I would do is, what you're going to get is you're going to get this thing called an artboard to work on. Okay, it's like a little window. I'm going to change the units to inches, and I don't know. I want it kind of longer than it's got to be wider than it is high. So I'm going to change it to like like I have it here like 10 by 5 because I did it before. I'm going to do that. Okay. There are things like for printing that if you're like people make like artwork that goes on in books and things like that, and you can set up like bleeds and things like that, which are really like printer things for this. Okay, and you can also set up things in like in picas, like these are real. This is all printers, so you can see that Illustrator comes from sort of like the print world or the land of graphics, which is cool. And you can turn the orientation of the thing here like that. Let me see if that works for me. I guess I want that, and say okay. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I get this window. Okay, and there's my window. This is where I'm going to work. Okay, and this white thing is called an artboard here, and so I'm going to use my artboard. Okay, so what I want is I want kind of like a name tag shape, and Illustrator comes with sort of these default like shapes here. Let me see if I can get this thing. Here's one. This is the window, or this is the menu ribbon for tools. But it comes with different things. Like if I wanted a star, I can just go like this and like pop out a star. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. But what I want is a kind of a name tag shape. So I'm gonna go here, go back to that, and I might pick like a round rectangle. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. And this is like the basic like name tag. Okay, and we're gonna try to make this like cooler than anything. But we're gonna make the outside shape first. Okay, and what this is right here is this is a path. Okay. Illustrator makes these sort of enclosed areas that are defined by paths, okay? And what happens to them is that you can set a kind of a what's called a stroke on them. So see how this is getting thicker? This is a path that has a 19-point stroke, okay? And you can do things like, and this is the thing, I'm sure you've seen things like this at restaurants and things like this. You can change the line style for them. Whoa, my line style isn't showing up here. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, you can change, you can set like a line style for that. See how it becomes like, ooh, look at that. That's not really good for laser cutting, so we don't really love that. But you have all these sort of options for these things, okay? So you can set it like this, like see how it has this like little kind of outside ridge to it, stuff like that, and that's pretty cool, okay? So you have these sort of options that come with your paths, okay? So we're going to go back to the original kind of uniform basic one, okay? Because that's easier to work with, and this is something we're going to have to deal with Illustrator. I mean, when we print and stuff like that. Okay, right here. Okay, there are two sort of sections for this. Okay, this is the stroke. Okay, this little box with the hole in it is the stroke, and this is the fill. Okay, so I'm gonna and I'm also using this black arrow to sort of select the whole thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and I can fill it with like red. Okay, this is not good for laser cutting, but I can do this. Okay, I can set it to yellow. I can set it to any color I kind of want. Okay, but that's the fill. Actually, I don't want a fill right now. I do want a stroke right now so I can just see it, okay? Because otherwise it's just like this sort of naked path, and that's not the best. So I'm going to go like this and sort of let this be like kind of one point. Okay, you can't laser cut like this, but we need to sort of do this to sort of look at the stroke, okay? So, okay, so what we're going to do is, and I can even change this to like a sort of like a point size, like a half point size too, which is like maybe better for this thing. If I go like this first, set this, okay, go like this, and have it like 0.5, then that's kind of small, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm just going to see what I got here, okay? You can even make it like smaller. And actually when you laser cut, you want to make it like super small. So I don't know, make it like 0.2 or something like that right now, okay? Maybe. Okay, but the shape is defined by this thing called a path, and Illustrator generally wants you to make it make a path that's enclosed, like it forms a shape so that you can fill it. That's the thing. So if you have just like a line, it's like it doesn't really understand, like you can't fill it and things like that. But this is okay. Okay, so I've got this enclosed path. Okay, now one of the things that the path comes with is it comes with these things called anchor points. Okay, so here's an anchor point here. Okay, I can move this shape, okay, by using the black arrow key. Okay, I can move it around so I can see what I'm doing. I can pick it up, pull it to a different place. I can like resize it. Okay, that's good for a name tag. That's good for a name tag too. That looks like the St. Mark's name tag. Go like that. Okay, I can resize it with the black arrow key. And then this is like the direct selection tool. It's what it says. And the white arrow lets you pick up little points from this. Okay, so I'm going to do something, and this is another thing too. I'm going to zoom in on it. Okay, so here's something I want to do. I'm going to get up close and personal to this thing. And I'm going to go like this. I'm going to click on the arrow key, and notice how these two like little arrows come out. These like little lines. Okay, these anchor points happen to be movable, and they're on. They move on a curve. There's a kind of a Bézier curve that they use to do this. So I can do stuff like this to this. Okay, and make my endpoints of my name tag cooler than the original one. I can also go like this with the white arrow key. I can move the tool. I can move this around. So see how this looks kind of like different, better than the basic St. Mark's arrow key. I can go over here and try to do the same thing. Okay, I'm kind of free-forming it, so you know, whatever. But we're just kind of like learning how to kind of fool around with this. Okay, now I'm way zoomed in. So what I can do is I can do two things. One, I can hit the Option key and see how it turns into like a negative point. I can go like this and zoom out. Okay, see what's happening? Okay, or I can just go down here and go like fit on screen or something like that. Okay, so see what I got? I got this sort of thing that looks more like a Reese's cup or a, you know, Betty Crocker thing or something like that. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is kind of do this and kind of move things around and make it look cooler than the average name tag. Okay, and that's kind of like a first step here. Kind of like, I don't know, trying to figure this out. I think big curves are kind of good, like that. Looks like the United States. But we're going to try that. Okay, so that's what we're using, and what we're doing is we're changing the anchor points on a path. Okay, and our original path was a rounded rectangle. Okay, and that's it.